WrestleCast podcast starts now. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to WrestleCast podcast. I'm your host, Cowboy Bob. Tonight we got an exciting show for you. We got the one, the only Nick Kern, aka Nicky Chooch. That's right. He's going to tell us all about it. We're going to get the dirt tonight, folks. Let's just go ahead and bring him in the room here. Hey, Nicky, how you doing?
How you doing, Cowboy Bob?
Doing good, man. It's good to have you on the show tonight. I'm glad you could take time out of your schedule to drop by, for sure.
Happy to be here. Hey, tell me what works better. You want the camera this way? You want me to tilt it to the side? What works for you?
Let's see here. Yeah, could you turn it to the side there? Let's get a little landscape. See if that'll change. There we go. That's a lot better. Yeah, like that right there. That landscape always looks so much better. All right. So what we're going to do is we'll dive into what we call the dirt. All right, we got a lot of questions. The first thing is first, we want the fans to know just who is Nicky Chooch.
Oh, man, I love that question. See, there's so much to unravel right here, but I'll start it with this. Nicky Chooch is the future of professional wrestling. If you haven't heard of me, you are going to very soon. 2025 will 100% be my year. Every single opponent I get in the ring with, they're going to be kissing this, the ring. Whether it's legal or not, I'll find a way. Nicky Chooch is the epitome of authentication of New York. I'm going to show, no offense, I know where you're from, I know you're proud, but all these rednecks are going to meet the guy that they're going to hate. They love to hate New York. Guess what? It's going to be in their face all day long.
Man, I tell you what. I'll tell you, how about this? Let's jump into this one. Tell us about your last match, where it was, and give us a little detail there.
Last match? Okay, so the reason why I paused on this is I don't know if you could consider it a match.
All right.
So there was this ring announcer running his mouth, goes by the name of Bill Hazelwood. He's spent his years in the ring, but that's long gone. This guy, he's a fossil. He's old. He's retired. He goes into commentating and a ring announcing for AWL. So I had this opponent, Kid Kush. I'm ready to do this. You know, he walked out on me in a tag team match, made it personal. Doesn't show. Something happened with a bold tire. I don't care. I hope all his tires are flat now. But he doesn't show up, so I go in the ring, and this guy, he's just instigating. He's got his little microphone. To me, this is the microphone. Here we go. And he's like, we got to move on with the show. I don't know what you want me to do. Your opponent's not here. I felt very disrespected, Bob.
Oh.
I was getting ready to leave, and, you know, the anger monkeys were swimming around in my head in a way I'd never seen before. Next thing I know, I knock his lights out. And I don't stop there. You know, I give him a nice little clothesline. I'm putting the boots to him. And I realize, if I get this referee right here, this stupid zebra, to count 1, 2, 3, well, guess what? I get paid that night, don't I?
That's how it works.
So, I don't know if you consider it a match, but that was my last encounter.
I mean, you know, hey, you want to tell the fans where that was located at. We want these guys to know where they can, where you go, wherever you wrestle, wherever you go. I want the fans to know that, hey, if they want to go see Nicky Chooch, all they got to do is look up your schedule. First of all, tell them about you a little bit, how they can find you on social media, things of that nature to keep a track on what's going on with Nicky Chooch.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the Instagram. It's either I'm the Chooch or I am the Chooch. I'm on TikTok under Nicky Chooch. Hey, Google me. I'm on the so kind of an old type deal that's about to go away. Cynic, might have heard of him.
Yep.
Well, if you type in Cynic in the search bar on Pro Wrestling Tees, you're gonna find both Cynic and Nicky Chooch T-shirts.
Ah,
You type in Nicky Chooch on Facebook, guess what? You're gonna find the fan page. And if you're a fan of Nicky Chooch, then you're okay with me.
there you go. There you go. And you know what, fans? Think about that. Facebook, look up Nicky Chooch. He'll have all the updates, where he's going to be, when the next match is, where it's at, where it's located, what time. You're going to get all your information right there. Let's dive deep and ask Nicky Chooch a few questions. What's the wildest promo you ever cut, Nicky?
Wildest every single promo I cut is definitely going to be wild because if you pissed me off, then you're asking for it. You're going to get a mouthful of New York in a way that you've never tasted before. It's going to be like a pizza slapping you right in the face.
And I love pizza.
Hey, you don't know pizza.
Right, you're right. Down here, we don't have pizza like the New Yorkers. Facts.
I'm
facts.
sorry to hear that.
Man, I tell you, I see some New York pizza. Big old slices, you know? It ain't like that down here, you know? You get your little thin little crust thing. I don't know what you call that.
Hey, Bob, I got a question for you, kind of a request.
Yeah.
You take a really quick break. I'm going to share this with my people so I know that more people could be in here watching this live right now.
Yeah, sure. We'll jump out and we'll take us a little commercial break. Give you, let's see here. What you think? You need, 3 minutes?
Not even.
Not even. Sounds good.
Give me 2.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you in a few seconds. All right, we're back with Nicky. All right. Hey, Nicky, let me ask you a question here.
Told you to be fast.
Yeah, that was quick. I appreciate you doing that, by the way. So,
Yes, sir.
who's the toughest opponent you've ever faced?
You know, I don't really like to put too many people over higher than Nicky Chooch. You know, here's Chooch and here's everybody else. But there's been a couple that have kind of stepped up. I'd like to give Mr. Jacob Ryan a shout out.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
I'd like to give the other guys, Keith Mack and Stuart Snodgrass, a little bit of a shout out because you underestimate somebody and you get upsetted. And what are you going to do? You got to admit, you got the better of me that day.
Yeah, and I've seen the other guys in action. Great guys. Got I Am Righteous. I don't know if you ever heard of that guy. Boy, he has nightmares over propeller hats. Drives him crazy. That's another show. Maybe we can get him on there one day. What's the most brutal injury you have ever endured, Nicky?
I haven't come across it. You know, cross my fingers and thank my lucky stars and kiss the ring.
That's right.
So far, injury free.
Hey, that's awesome news. Great news. I'll tell you what, I've got to see you in action in the ring. Explosive, mind blowing. I was starstruck and glued to the ring off the gate. True facts. That is not some cockamamie whatever. That is facts. Crowd pleaser, can get the crowd going. Man, you're an energetic guy and got the talent. So, man, Nicky, I tell you what, I can't wait to see you in the ring again. That's for daggum sure. We'll find out when that's going to happen closer to the end. We don't want to give that to the fans just yet. So let's see here. Let's jump into this one. Share a rivalry they got too real.
You know, there's so little to speak on yet because there's so much that is coming in this new year. Like when I hate all these mooks that go ahead and say this is gonna be my year. This is gonna be my year. I'm gonna take this year and the years that follow it. And it is going to be a decade of Chooch. I don't think anybody gets it yet. I can't say certain names of companies, my
Right.
aspirations at this point yet, but I promise you I will be on television. I will be on all of your televisions.
There we go. I like the sound of that. You know what? The decade of the Chooch. Man, that's a good T-shirt right there.
Hey,
I like that.
don't give me no ideas. It'll be up tomorrow. I swear to
I tell
God.
you what, I already get some merch going. You know what I'm saying? Heck yeah. Um, what's the biggest indie wrestling myth you yourself would like to bust? Like I said, we get the dirt here on WrestleCast Podcast, Nicky.
No, I like the direction you're going. I like that you dig up the dirt. Wrestling myth that I'd like to bust. Maybe that you can't get world renowned famous on the indies. Like you need to be on one of these two channels or in one of these two companies. How do I know that the world won't know my name if I just go ahead and travel it? You see me in New York, you see me in New Jersey, you see me in Maryland, you see me in Pennsylvania, you see me in Tennessee. I don't stop until I get all the way around the globe and everybody just at least a little bit. They're like, I remember seeing Nicky Chooch that night, and I remember what he did to that guy. I hope that guy got home okay.
Oh man, it's definitely going to be something that these folks, when they do see you live, it's you're not going to forget. You're the guy that you just can't forget, man. When you go to a show and you see Nicky Chooch, you ain't forgetting. You're going to talk
Absolutely.
about. You're going to talk about that. You're going to talk about. You ain't going to forget about the ring. That's another
You ain't
thing.
you
You
ain't
know
gonna
what I'm
forget
saying?
about the ring. It's gonna be indented. You look at that. You see that crown?
I
You
see
see that
that
crown?
beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be imprinted on somebody's forehead. They're gonna look like a fool when I get done with them.
Man, I tell you, I don't know if I said it yet, but man, I'm really grateful, and I thank you for coming on the show too, Nicky. Man, that's awesome.
Well, I'm
Um,
delighted. I am delighted. I'm episode number 2. I'm really number 1, but you put me on number 2, and that's okay.
I apologize. It's been a busy couple months here at WrestleCast podcast. What's the worst heckle you've ever received? That's a good question right there.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna have to travel down to Virginia. It is on the border of Virginia, and that's Pure Pro Wrestling. I had crowd members chanting fake Italian. Now,
What?
they can't hop the guardrail unless you know kind of what happened. You've been around this game long enough to know what happens if they hop the guardrail.
Yes,
However,
sir.
if I go over there, I'm not stopping. Chooch is in handcuffs. It's game over. I like jewelry, not that kind of jewelry. So
Right.
if I got to go over there and prove just how, like, I never claimed to be necessarily Italian. I am New York, and I have the birth certificate to improve it.
There you go. There you go. And I don't think Nicky Chooch really has to prove anything to anybody.
You're damn right.
You
I don't
know?
got to prove a damn thing. My birth certificate says Bayshore, New York. I was born in Southside Hospital, a place where it wasn't safe to walk the streets. But as soon as I came out the womb, everybody maybe they felt a little more at ease because the hospital is at least protected.
There you go. There you go. I got one for you here. What's the biggest mistake you've ever made in the squared circle?
Nicky Chooch doesn't really necessarily make mistakes, but if we really got to go down that road, sometimes it's the rules. It's these stupid zebras that tell me I can't put my fingers in some guy's eyeballs. I can't rip his nose back. I can't put my ring on and punch the guy in the jaw and break it. I can't punch the guy in the balls. I'm over it.
It's got to be Nicky's way or no way.
Thank you. There is no other way. It's either my way or the Long Island Expressway.
Uh-oh, I heard that. Folks, I tell you, like I said, we get the dirt here at WrestleCast Podcast.
You got me fired up. I'm hot right now.
I'm liking it. I'm loving it, Nicky. I'm loving it. What's the most overrated thing in the indie wrestling promotions today? Can't stand it.
Hey, if you're going to hear something when Nicky Chooch hits you, it's not going to be me slapping my thigh. It's going to be me slapping that guy.
Hey, well said. Well said. Love that. Love that.
Shout out to what's his name? I'm about to shout him out. I can't remember. Vaughn. Jack Vaughn, veteran. Love that guy.
What's the here we go. Here we go. This is getting into the dirt. What?
Bring it.
Biggest backstage drama
that I've been involved in.
You've been involved in or you've witnessed? Let us know. Tell us.
Man. Now I'm pondering the beard. You know, I've kind of gone into different territories, if we could call them that anymore. And I know you're old school, man, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I like to stay away from all this, but I don't want to get no companies in trouble. But it was under former management, okay? It's not under the same management. There was this girl that every time some guy brought her, to shows, she'd get completely bombed, wasted. So this guy would be having to fight the battles that she started, and she'd pick fights with, fans, and she'd start running her mouth, and she'd start falling all over the place. It's hilarious if you know what I'm talking about.
Bad thing about that, Nicky, is I actually can relate. I have seen somebody, same way, female, won't mention no names. I know this is the dirt.
You're getting it.
Better left unsaid out there. And yeah, I'm talking the fans, the wrestler, no holds barred with this chick. Hey, here's what it is.
And these have been plenty of places that don't serve alcohol, so you do the math. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Same there. Hey, I'll tell you what. She see the podcast, she's gonna know.
I better cover up.
Well, the shoe fit. It's what I'm saying.
I ain't back down from a fight, but if there's a woman, I'm gonna have to call Mrs. Chooch, and then that's gonna get real ugly real fast.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Oh, here's one. And if you want to name names, you can name names. Like I said, we get the dirt here.
Okay.
Worst wrestling gimmick.
It pains me to say this. I'm actually, you want the dirt? This is probably the farthest I've ever gone, and I'm ever gonna go when it comes to a podcast. I'm gonna talk about the past version of me. And I'm not going to call my gimmick the worst gimmick, but I'm going to summarize it. I'm going to categorize it, package it all up. And this is for all the guys coming in that think that they could do this. So here's the thing. I did the red eyes. I had the long hair. You all knew Cynic. And I guess I got it popular enough, but Cynic had a damn ceiling. And that's exactly what's going to happen when you try to bring these spooky, dark characters, and you want to have, supernatural stuff going on. It's all in your head. It's not going to get done anymore. The Undertaker retired it with him. Leave the supernatural in the past. If you want to watch Supernatural, watch the TV show Supernatural. But guess what? Nicky Chooch is here to stay, and Cynic had to hit the door, man. I mean, if you want to see the very end, I've been touting it nice and loud on Facebook, on Instagram. Cynic Farewell Tour. Farewell. one show left. I doubt any of these. I doubt any of these mooks out here are coming out to Mountain City, Tennessee. But that'll be Cynic's last match.
And you can go ahead and tell the fans exactly, since that is in Tennessee. Go ahead and tell them exactly where that's going to be. Tell them the address if you have it, and the time and date, so they know.
Well, I'll never stop putting over Wasp Wrestling Promotions because you talked about the drama, and I had to travel 2 hours to get away from the drama to Mountain City, Tennessee, to Wasp Wrestling. That's at the Forge Creek Community Center. I don't remember the actual numbers, but it's on Forge Creek Road. And Christmas Chaos. It's the it's going to be the last show of the year. It's their biggest show of the year. It's their Mania, and you're going to have the very last Cynic match. Cynic versus Big Rick. An old friend turned foe. Beautiful story. These people, they're so loyal. The same people always in the front row, but the crowd continues to get bigger. You see new faces there. It's so non-toxic, and these people, they follow along with every single story, which is something I feel like was missing up until maybe about a year ago. When Trips took over, the big company.
Yeah,
We're starting to kind of get good storytelling again, but in that company, I feel like the storytelling, I'm paying attention to other people's stories, and that's kind of big for me. Wrestlers, they got these egos, so everybody wants to hear about themselves. When you're caring about somebody else, they're doing it right.
that's exactly right. And I'll tell you honestly,
By the way, I'm sorry, December 14th. December 14th.
December the 14th. That's right. And the time.
Probably about 7. You'll still see me.
And that's the main thing, folks. You're going to see him in action. It's going to be live. You do not want to miss Nicky Chooch going head to head. And I'm telling you, it's such a treat. You'll talk about it 2-3 days after the show. I mean, it's just that exciting. I'm not blowing smoke here. Like, I get excited thinking about it myself. The last time I saw him in action, Nicky, I was mind blown, man. And I also seen Cynic, and that's another Cynic also could get the crowd going, and you don't see that anymore. That's another thing. Let's talk about that. The dirt there. You don't see a lot of these guys getting the crowd involved anymore. They walk out, the crowd's not cheering, or the crowd's not. They're just like, okay, whatever. And they're walking to get in that ring. Not you. I've seen you shake ropes like the Ultimate Warrior. I've seen the face turn red. I've seen the explosion come out of your ears, and the crowd goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? I love that stuff.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the kids. They're coming in. They're 18, 19, maybe 20 years old. God bless the ones that started late like me. I mean, talk about metabolism and trying to go to the gym as often as I do. I used to have to do it half as much and get double the results. What are you gonna do though? But they bring it. They hit the curtain, and everybody's got to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
And they think that's what's going to carry them through the entire match, all the way until either they're looking up at the lights or the referee's raising their hand. No, you got to have that energy. You got to bring that energy and keep that energy all the way through. I mean, you took the bumps. You ran the ropes. You got your ass kicked, and you paid your dues. For what? You're living your dream. Act like it.
Exactly.
And if you think, oh, like I'm not there yet, well, guess what, mate? What if you never make it? What if this is all it ever is? Have the time of your life. Enjoy the damn journey.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Well damn said. Well said. That's it in a nutshell. They may get to the big time if they stop worrying about the big time.
Yeah.
What's your most embarrassing moment? We're gonna switch it up just a second,
See, the last time I gave you a little dead air and I didn't mean to. Nobody likes dead air on a podcast, trust me. And the reason why that happened before is because I didn't know if I wanted to tell this story, but I actually had to ponder. I really had to think, what story can I tell? Now I know exactly what story I got to tell.
Okay.
And I don't like it. All right, Bob. All right, cowboy. I liked my hair. I don't think it's any secret. I liked my long hair. I did not cut it myself.
Oh.
All right. While I brush what I got here, I made it beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I could even my TikTok has a new product that I'm actually putting out there, and if you click on the link, I get commission. So, but my former hair, my long hair, I had a match. Kid named Ace Christian. Young star on the rise. I've known him since he was a teenager. Um, I known him since he was maybe probably before he was a teenager. I watched his dad train him. Me and this kid go half a contract. The contract has a shot at the heavyweight title for VTW wrestling versus the World Wrestling. And I put my hair on the line, and I'm thinking it's a sure thing. I knew where I hid my ring. It was right. It was right in the turnbuckle pad. Problem was, apparently, so did he. And needless to say, kid ducks my punch, gets the ring from me, cheats. Nobody likes a cheater.
That's right.
When Nicky Chooch does what he does, that's not cheating, that's finesse. But this kid cheated, and then he took a pair of scissors and he cut my ponytail, and I had to kiss my hair goodbye. It's a very devastating, sad, dark time in my life.
Heartbreaking.
So, thanks for bringing that up, Cowboy. I really
Well,
appreciate
you know what I'm saying?
that.
Like I said, here at WrestleCast Podcast, we try to get the dirt. Sorry that really hit a nerve there. That's something that's really close to you. Wow. Really hate to hear that too, Man. Another question here. We'll move on. Let's move on, folks, because
my golden locks, they're in heaven though. I pray for them all the time.
Cool beans. We just don't want to upset the Chooch.
No, you don't.
You ever had a wrestler talk trash to you and it get under your skin?
Oh yeah, but I got the gift of gab, and I'm not trying to steal anyone else's shtick, but I know there's another guy that says that, but I've got a way with words on the microphone, and I haven't found anybody that's really that's really hit my level. I mean, they've come close, but yeah, I've had some people say some things that get under my skin, but I always fire back, and I don't know if you noticed from this podcast, but I fire back pretty quick.
Real quick, and I like it.
I don't miss.
Doesn't seem like you do at all. Seem like you're on point, Nicky.
Thank you.
For sure. Let's change that. Let's ask this question right here. What's the weirdest fan gift you ever had?
Weirdest fan gift. All right, so this isn't I don't know if this was a gift, but I was at a show and I had these kids wanting me to sign stuff that had nothing to do with me. Some kid's got a Pennywise the Clown shirt on. He goes, "Can you sign this?" I'm like, "Well, that's not my shirt. I sell shirts. Buy a shirt." I got another kid. He's got a Gap baseball cap or whatever. He's like, "Hey, can you sign my hat?" These markers, they cost money.
Yeah, that's right.
That's weird. That's weird to me. Yeah, but support the wrestler. I gotta drive my car and make these towns, and that costs gas money. So if you're not buying the merchandise, also if you're not rocking something that says Nicky Chooch on it, where somebody could go, "Hey, what is that? I like your shirt. I like the design. Where'd you get that from?" And then they talk all about who I am and what I do, and then next thing they want to come to the show. You're ripping that away from me.
Yeah, that's right.
Weird and disrespectful. Raise your kids better.
There you go. Let them know it. Tell them. What's the most uncomfortable fan interaction you've ever had?
Okay. Uh, I'm probably friends with some of them on Facebook, not on purpose.
The dirt, Nicky, the dirt.
Jeez. So I think I had somebody make me a cake once.
Really?
It wasn't my birthday. Now here's a big thing. I'm gonna warn you fans. Stay away from my wife. And I'm not talking about men necessarily. I'm just talking about the gross people with 4 teeth. She doesn't want to talk to you. You're coming to see me, but you're bothering her. Hey, I love your husband. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like she knows the wrestling business. She loves the wrestling business. She supports what I do, but she doesn't want to deal with
Weirdos out there.
these people. Yeah. I don't know if you got a bleep machine, so I stopped myself.
Appreciate that because we haven't done that yet, but we're working on it. I tell you what, I get it. Mrs. Cowboy, same way. She's had a lot of people come up to her at events and tell her, "Hey, well, we love Cowboy Bob and everything." And I got my own merch, but this show ain't about me. This show's about Nicky Chooch, and that's what's the most important thing. I'd like to ask you, Nicky, have you got your next show booked yet?
Actually,
Go ahead.
you
Go ahead.
dip.
It's
You
that one
don't.
up there.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
you know it. You know
Yeah.
it. I will be at See No Evil Wrestling. They do have me down for the next calendar year. I will be at VTW, and I'm looking at a couple other dates. Just started having talks for the first time ever with NAWA. We just gotta agree on something.
Hey, good promotion right there. Really like NAWA.
I'm trying to dip my toes in Evolution Wrestling. I got to get over there, maybe do some training and have a conversation. But I also want to get out to different states. I want to get to Georgia. I want to get to New York. I want to get to Dirty Jersey to tell them how disgusting they are in person.
I believe that. I believe that. That's something Nicky Chooch is, man. Straight up. Like it's a no holds barred with him. What you see is what you get.
Oh yeah.
Never going to hide nothing, tell you straight to your face. And that's what the fans like. I tell you, fans, if y'all get the chance to go see this gentleman in action, that's exactly what you need to do. You're seeing pro wrestling. Yeah, it might be the indie circuit, but you're seeing a talent that has that pro wrestling factor. And
what does that look like to you? If
I
you,
mean, you see that right there, folks. You see it.
I'm a
And
winner.
not only do you see that, the golden ring.
That's
Golden
right.
ring.
Nicky Chooch is a winner. You come to a show and I don't win, you should probably go to whoever sold you the ticket and get your money back, right? That how it works?
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Sure.
tell them I sent you, but do that.
You know what I mean? Hey, do you know who your next opponent is?
No, I don't. But I've never met a face I don't want to punch at some point. So bring on anybody.
Right?
Actually, um, I'd like to call out maybe and name it too. There's some, I've had eyeballs on a couple people. One that comes to mind since we're dipping our feet and see no evil wrestling. I
Hold
would
on one second.
love.
Hold on one second before you do that. I'm gonna
Okay.
drop. I'm gonna drop low, Nicky, and I'm gonna let you tell the fans exactly what's on your mind.
Whoa. It's all just me here. This is beautiful. No offense, Cowboy Bob, but if this was the whole podcast, you might get twice as many views. Boom. So, see no evil wrestling. I see some people that I've got my eye on. I'd like to step in the ring with King Bodie. I would like to go one on one at some point with Tommy Okami. I'm looking at gold. That's what I care about. If I see gold on you, then I want a shot. There's an old timer that hopefully is watching this right now. Think you know who you are. You got skull rings. I think you might drive a bike. and you work for See No Evil Wrestling. Me and you, at some point. Let's see. Step outside of See No Evil Wrestling, and I just want top guys and big promotions. If you're holding a heavyweight championship, you're in danger. Because Cynic was never a heavyweight champion. He's been a United States champion. He's been in the middle of the card. And that drives me crazy. Because Nicky Chooch is heavyweight world championship material. Where are you, Bob? let's let's put this out there.
I want to say this real quick. I know a few of those guys that you're calling out, and we're talking some good matches now. Now, when you talk about King Bodie, amazing talent. Roughneck.
That was the name.
Roughneck. You know, I'm amped to try to get that gentleman on my show. I definitely want the dirt, but I also know we've had some stuff in the past, me and Roughneck. Yeah, he's a tough one.
I was hoping he'd know I was talking about him when I said old timer.
Now I want to say this: when you start talking about championships, Nicky, don't forget it's See No Evil Wrestling right now. The heavyweight champion is none other than Squeaks the Clown.
Oh yeah. That is a mountain of ice cream to climb now, isn't it?
It sure is. And when you say Tommy Okami, we're talking about the enchanted one. We're talking about the he's got 4 belts around him right now. So you got plenty of gold to try to grab.
Yeah. You know what? Let's talk about Squeaks, because that's all I want to do. I want to find the one on top, because if I could talk about prison for just a second,
sure,
you find the biggest guy in the yard, and what do? You knock his block off.
There you go.
Call myself a second time. I'm doing incredible today, if you know how my mouth actually sounds.
You're doing great.
So, Squeaks the Clown. I am a firm believer, and if you watch the UFC, if you've seen school fights, street fights, you never underestimate your opponent, and you know that anybody at any given time has a chance to get knocked out. So if I stepped in the ring with Squeaks the Clown, and somehow my ring hit that perfect part of his jaw, and he dropped, and I'm holding up that heavyweight championship, then everybody who watches See No Evil Wrestling is going to be like, well, we might not like him, but this is our new guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they won't have no choice but to like you. You know what I mean? You're Nicky Chooch. You got no choice but to like you. It's either that or you're going to wear the golden ring right across your forehead.
Bada boom.
That's right. That's right. I tell you what, Nicky, we're going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you personally for coming on the show, taking time out of your valuable day. And I know you're such a busy person. It means a lot. It means a lot here at WrestleCast Podcast to have you on. Great information you've given the guys and us and the fans. And, you know, also tell them where you're going to be, you know, where your next show is going to be. Are you going to be in the show at SNEW there in BFW at the end of the month, right?
I'm not going to be there in December. No.
That one. You're heading to Tennessee.
Here's the thing about Mrs. Chooch. I don't know if I could say this on Facebook or whatever. It's not exactly a curse word, but she's on Christmas crack. She's Christmas crazy. Yeah. If I go and I start taking bookings, 6 feet under, I'm done.
It's over. It's over.
And she'll have an alibi. She'll never even get caught. I'll just, she'll be a sad widow, but she did it. Anyway.
No problem doing it.
I just want the people. I'm always pumping out content. I got the YouTube. I'm the Chooch or Nicky Chooch. You'll find me. Just look up the name. There's not too many of us rolling around. You got the Instagram. You got the TikTok. Follow along, and I promise you, people, the Facebook fan page, I'm gonna be posting where I'm gonna be going. I might not have it in all the information yet, but if you're on those things, you're gonna be like, oh my God, there he is. I got to go see him. I'm on everything. I'm on every platform. I got a link tree. I could share my link tree later tonight, and it'll be a list of all those things.
There you go, folks. This is a guy destined for stardom.
Hold on a second. This is a guy, Mr. Cowboy Bob, that has probably been on one of the most professional, well thought out, had all his questions ready podcasts that I've ever been on. This is only your second episode. Congratulations. I wish you nothing but the utmost success, just like myself. Let's thrive, baby.
That's right, man. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you so much. And you know, I couldn't be more thankful, more grateful. Appreciate the kind words. You've been amazing. Roughneck, you better watch out. Nicky Chooch is coming for you. Anybody out there with the gold, Nicky Chooch is coming for you. And he don't care where you at. You know, you're going to wear the ring at some point. So you better be watching out. Better watch your back. Here in indie pro wrestling, Nicky Chooch is the one to watch out for, folks. Fans, I hope you enjoyed the show. Couldn't ask for a better. Man, this was great. This was great. You've done amazing. Answered all the questions. You know, my last one I had, but I actually asked that first was, you know, who is Nicky Chooch? And man, you summed that up real quick. Mind blowing. So I hope the fans follow you, bro. I'm going to promote you like nobody else's business. I swear I am. I'm proud to have you on. I can't wait to see you next time. I'm local here, so whenever you're around the area, I'm going to shoot out there and try to get a look at Nicky Chooch out there in that ring, letting somebody have an imprint on that forehead. And I'll tell you what, folks, it's like I always say, if you got plans, you're going to want to break them because WrestleCast Podcast is the place to be. And we appreciate you. Nicky, you take care, and we will talk to you soon, brother.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.